Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and you can also follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan page, and you can find me on Twitter at dgoddess27. And speaking of Twitter, please be sure to tune in at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening for my Twitter space. Okay, so let's get into this story. Let's get into this. Okay, so now, if you recall, there were two district attorneys that recused themselves from the Ahmaud Arbery case, right? One of them, Jackie Johnson, was friends with Gregory McMichael, the father. She'd worked with him in law enforcement, so they had a history together. And the other, well, he actually, George Barnhill, I believe is his name, he actually had a son who worked with Gregory McMichael. So nevertheless, there were some lawmakers who suggested that these people be disbarred. Because for one, Jackie Johnson was accused of stifling the case and trying to cover up certain things and taking forever to, in fact, conduct the investigation. So let's get into it. So Georgia State Representatives Sandra Scott, Viola Davis, and two other lawmakers filed complaints in January to the State Bar of Georgia against attorney Jackie Johnson and George Barnhill following their handling of the Ahmaud Arbery death investigation. Now, a complaint said that Johnson and Barnhill violated their public oaths and showed favor to the men who are now convicted of having murdered Ahmaud Arbery. Another complaint went after attorney Kevin Gaugh, who represented William Bryan during the trial. So I am going to actually go ahead and show you a clip, okay? And now also the Georgia State Representatives want Johnson and Barnhill disbarred, and they were reviewed for conflicts of interest and discrimination. But sadly, that's not going to happen. Okay, everyone, please be sure to get those likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Thank you in advance.
Information now on a case growing out of Ahmaud Arbery's murder. The Georgia State Bar has dismissed complaints filed against attorneys involved in the investigation that ultimately led to the murder trial. News4JAX reporter Marilyn Parker is joining us now. Marilyn, a few Georgia State representatives filed a complaint back in January.
They say former district attorneys Jackie Johnson and George Barnhill violated their public oaths and showed favor to the men who are now convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery. They also went after attorney Kevin Gaugh, who represented William Roddy Bryan during the state trial, but the state bar didn't allow it.
These complaints were filed to the State Bar of Georgia against former district attorneys Jackie Johnson and George Barnhill following their handling of Ahmaud Arbery's death investigation. These are the Georgia State representatives who filed them. They want Johnson and Barnhill disbarred and reviewed for conflicts of interest and discrimination. The State Bar of Georgia dismissed their complaints.
And I was very hurt.
Over the phone, Arbery's aunt Diane Jackson says her family was skeptical of the attorneys.
And my family was very hurt that we had people in the system like that. And all the evidence was there, how they did them.
Last year, Johnson was indicted on charges of violating her oath of office and hindering a police officer. In the complaint, the lawmakers say Johnson and Barnhill showed favor to the men now convicted in state and federal courts.
She prolonged the investigation. As a matter of fact, I don't think she would have even taken up the investigation until the video surfaced.
State Representative Sandra Scott says the conviction should have played a role, but says their actions in the beginning of the case should have been enough.
What exactly did the notice say?
The notice said that we did not have enough evidence to prove that she had actually violated the law, and we believe that not to be true.
Jackson says the state bar not taking any action is a sign that the state still has a long way to go.
If you saw the evidence, saw what it was about, it was racist. And so you're going to say that y'all going to throw it out? Oh, yes, I'm very upset.
She says getting full justice for Ahmaud Arbery means holding these attorneys accountable.
Georgia State Representative Viola Davis sent a complaint against William Bryan's attorney, Kevin Goff, requesting that he be censored following his comments about Black pastors in the courtroom during the state trial. The state bar also dismissed this complaint. Now, the representatives say they plan to reevaluate the complaint because they think there is enough evidence. You can read the complaints and the Georgia State Bar's full statement right now on news4jax.com.
So as you all can see, they dismissed it, saying that they basically had no grounds to disbar them, saying that they don't have enough evidence to prove that she actually did anything wrong. Well, that's all just BS. And once again, you can see the Team Helmet's crew is always on code. That's exactly what this is all about. And here's the thing. If she was doing her due diligence and her job, she would have released this information about Ahmaud Arbery's death. She would have started the investigation quickly. And she would have had the videotape that actually showed what happened, right? How they followed and pursued him. That would have all been released, as well as police dash cam or body cam information. But they didn't do any of that. We didn't hear anything about this story until a month and a half to 2 months after Ahmaud Arbery was already dead. All right. And that was only because another attorney who had nothing to do with the case leaked the evidence. And that was the video footage that William Roddy Bryan videotaped. So other than that, she probably never would have said anything, and this would have been swept under the rug, just as numerous other cases of discrimination, racism, and lynchings of unarmed Black people by wannabe, would-be, if they could be, supremacists. And that's just so sad that they're going to allow them to still keep their licenses to practice law. So they can do this to someone else. That's likely what they'll do. The thing is, you know, the state of Georgia is full of racism. Now, the news reporter said that they have a long way to go. No, they don't. They don't have a long way to go because at the end of the day, they're not going to change. You see, they collectively are not going to change. And that's just what it is. There will always be racism, discrimination, inequality, social injustices, right? Genocide, and all of these things will continue to be perpetuated as long as we have people who want to be supremacist, as long as we have people who are inherently racist. And that's just what it is. The only thing that Black people can do, what Black people need to do, is unify collectively, stop funding the devils with our money, support Black-owned businesses, and do what you have to do, and do your due diligence. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning back in once again. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.